Timothée Chalamet is a rising young movie star who has been in several noteworthy movies. Chalamet's versatility has allowed him to portray everyone, from delicate gentlemen to cannibals in dark dramas and touching Christmas films. As a result, his filmography is diverse and well-regarded, showcasing his acting prowess as a virtuoso actor. The list of Timothée Chalamet films is broken down here from worst to best. Starting from the worst to best: A Rainy Day in New York. A Rainy Day in New York, which happened to be first shelved by its American distributor, Amazon Studios, when Dylan Farrow's accusations against Woody Allen emerged in 2019, is a classic Allen movie that centers on a little girl who is fascinated and mesmerized by an older guy. It's at the bottom of the list for obvious reasons, but also because the typical Allen film cliches aren't particularly original. Timothée Chalamet, Elle Fanning, Selena Gomez, Liev Schreiber, Jude Law, and other A-list actors are unable to breathe new life into this stale, pretentious film. Next up, Love the Coopers. Actor Timothée Chalamet has only been in one holiday film, Love the Coopers, since 2015. Before their joint holiday dinner, the Coopers' frantic lives are followed in the ensemble movie. Charlie, the grandson of Sam and Charlotte, the soon-to-be divorced couple hosting Christmas, is played by Chalamet. The movie garnered many bad reviews for being cheesy and shallow, earning it an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. Despite the script's shortcomings, Chalamet nonetheless does a good job performing in the movie. In 11th spot, Hot Summer Nights. The 2019 crime drama Hot Summer Nights centers on cocaine dealing on Cape Cod. Daniel Middleton, played by actor Timothée Chalamet, is easily drawn into the world of peddling marijuana and later cocaine while vacationing in Cape Cod. Daniel is expertly portrayed by Chalamet, who was only 23 at the time, as he tries to balance this new source of financial stress and a blossoming romance with Michaela, which happens to be the younger sister of his drug-dealing partner. Hot Summer Nights is one of Chalamet's good but least memorable films. Despite the main actor's performance quality, most viewers didn't think much of the movie's plot. Coming in 10th is The King. Timothée Chalamet wears a variety of hairstyles in the 2019 Netflix film The King. In the epic war film based primarily on Shakespeare's Henry V, he plays Prince Hal, who ascends to the throne as King Henry V. Chalamet brilliantly balances youth and maturity as he grudgingly wrestles with his kingly fate, politics, and newly acquired power in the role of Henry V. In essence, it's just another coming-of-age story set in an opulent, gory Middle Ages. Are you sensing a theme here? Next up, Miss Stevens. Miss Stevens is an underappreciated but wonderful teen dramatic comedy about a theater instructor accompanying her students to a competition. Billy Mittman, a brilliant but troubled teenager who struggles with a behavioral condition, is portrayed by Chalamet. Although Chalamet gives a convincing portrayal of the unhappy youngster, the most poignant scene in the comedy film is when Chalamet reads a monologue from Death of a Salesman. It is tragic and a credit to Chalamet's acting prowess. While the film stumbles in a few places, Chalamet's portrayal of Billy stands out as powerful, emotional, and unforgettable. In 8th place, Hostiles. With Hostiles, Chalamet may have appeared in the most violent film of all time. It's a strong western with beautiful photography and excellent acting, but it's also depressing and unpleasant to watch. Walking through difficult terrain at this time emphasizes how harsh the Old West was. Although it moves slowly, the compelling moving plot keeps you interested. Extremely brutal action scenes are depicted in this movie by director Scott Cooper, without holding back, adding to the harshness overall. Most of the time in Hostiles is spent with Christian Bale and Rosamund Pike's characters, so Chalamet doesn't have much screen time, but he still performs well. Compared to other films Chalamet has acted in, Hostiles is significantly different from what we are used to with Chalamet, but it is the perfect example of how versatile he really is. Next up, The French Dispatch. Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch features Chalamet as Zeffirelli, a revolutionary student. The movie centers on a newspaper publishing its final issue after its recently departed editor specified in his will that he wanted the publication to discontinue publication, with 5 distinct sections. The movie is structured like a newspaper and includes brand new distinctive characters from the newspaper firm. In the part labeled Revisions to a Manifesto, Chalamet makes an appearance. Zeffirelli, who plays him, is the revolutionary leader who is penning a manifesto. In The French Dispatch, Chalamet takes a new direction in his acting career by taking on an unusual role unlike any other. Coming in the 6th is is none other than Interstellar, given that he is a lot younger and doesn't appear frequently in Interstellar. You would be excused if you forgot that Chalamet is in it, the character of Matthew McConaughey's character, whose son ultimately embarks on an incredibly impossible trip to space in search of a new home while the Earth is dying, is played by Chalamet as a young Tom, eventually played by Casey Affleck. Christopher Nolan's surreal space epic Interstellar combines a sci-fi theme with his signature fascinating twist. The images are incredible to look at and give new life to hitherto unrealized space-related scientific notions. Additionally, Hans Zimmer's music gives this movie a regal, even magical feel. Even if Interstellar occasionally loses its way in its complexity, it is nonetheless engrossing, especially given the dynamic between McConaughey and Jessica Chastain's portrayal of his daughter, even though Chalamet's part is somewhat sidelined. It's exciting to see him in one of Nolan's most ambitious movies. Beautiful Boy is next on the list. In the gripping and compelling film Beautiful Boy, Nick Sheff, a young boy, and his father, David Sheff, follow Nick as he navigates his battles with addiction. Timothée Chalamet and Steve Carell excel as the father and son duo, and their performances are heartwarming. Based on Nick and David Sheff's respective memoirs, Chalamet excels in Beautiful Boy as he portrays a boy's tremendous turmoil as he battles the highs and lows of addiction recovery. The film is one of Chalamet's best because of his acting, the brilliantly tragic storyline, and the chemistry between Chalamet and Carell. Next up, Little Women. Little Women, another work by Gerwig, tells the tale of four sisters, Saoirse Ronan, Florence Pugh, Emma Watson, and Eliza Scanlon, in the immediate post-Civil War period, in a world where women's roles are frequently restricted to those of housewives who are dependent on their husbands. The film follows three sisters, as they all struggle to find their place as women. The sisters do their best to defy expectations and leave their own imprint on the world, notably Jo Ronan. Chalamet portrays Laurie, a close friend of the four sisters, who become involved in two separate romantic relationships. In this part, Chalamet exudes charisma and connection with Ronan and Pugh, with whom his character is most intimately associated. Coming in third is Lady Bird. Saoirse Ronan, a four-time Oscar nominee, plays Christine Ladybird McPherson in the film Lady Bird. This rebellious high school student longs to leave her native Sacramento, California behind forever. At their Catholic school, Chalamet portrays a brooding popular student who pretends to be a virgin in order to have sex with her. Despite having a little appearance in Lady Bird, Chalamet is essential to the character's growth and coming of age, and the movie would not be the same without him. Kyle is portrayed in a way that makes him despicable but realistic. The acclaimed Academy Award-nominated movie Lady Bird would not be the same without Chalamet's performance of Kyle. In second, Call Me By Your Name. Call Me By Your Name is the film that made Chalamet famous. It is still considered his best performance, and he was nominated for Best Actor at the Academy Awards for it. Elio Perlman, a young Italian man who Chalamet portrays, starts dating Oliver, Armie Hammer. On the other hand, Oliver is older and will only be in Italy for a short while. The central themes of Call Me By Your Name are Elio's bond with Oliver, his transition into adulthood, and his coming to terms with his own sexuality. It's a tale of love, heartache, and longing that also succeeds in being a rich coming-of-age tale. Luca Guadagnino, the director, does an outstanding job of capturing this lovely tale. In the top spot, we of course have Dune. Timothée Chalamet plays Paul Atreides, the main character, in the epic Denis Villeneuve film Dune, which will be released in 2021 and has a sequel in the works. The Atreides family is followed in the classic science fiction story as they navigate a conflict on the planet Arrakis, which is on the verge of being uninhabitable. The heart of the critically lauded film is Chalamet's dignified portrayal of Paul, which brilliantly captures the pensiveness and humor of the beloved sci-fi character. The movie won a ton of awards, including 6 Academy Awards, making it the most honored movie of the year. While it isn't the first movie adaptation of Dune, many people believe Villeneuve's rendition is the best. This is mostly because of Timothée Chalamet's compelling and convincing portrayal of the film's main character, Paul Atreides. Unfortunately, guys, that is all the time we had for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for watching.